Have you heard about the Dyatlov Pass incident of 1959? Today, we bring you the chilling tale of Dyatlov's Pass, an enigma that has puzzled investigators for decades. So, grab your detective hats, because we're about to dive straight into this mystery. In the winter of 1959, 9 experienced hikers ventured into the Ural Mountains in Russia. Led by Igor Dyatlov, a skilled mountaineer, they set out on what should have been a routine trek. Little did they know that this fateful expedition would cost them everything. Before the journey began, one member of the group, Eerie, fell ill and had to drop out. Little did he know that this unfortunate turn of events would ultimately save his life. The group progressed well, documenting their journey through photographs and journal entries. But when they failed to return as scheduled, a search party was sent out to locate them. What they discovered would shock the world. The search party stumbled upon the hikers' abandoned campsite, eerily undisturbed. The tents were torn from the inside, as if the occupants had fled in panic. And that was just the beginning. The first bodies were found a few hundred meters away, frozen in the snow. Their injuries were horrific. 26 days to 3 months after the tragedy, search teams found bodies in the forest and on their way back to the tent. According to the 1959 Soviet criminal investigation, a compelling natural force led to the death of the Dyatlov group. However, the nature of this force has not been identified. The mystery arises from numerous unexplained observations. While hypothermia was determined to be the main cause of death, 4 hikers had severe thorax or skull injuries, 2 were found with missing eyes and 1 without tongue, some were almost naked and barefoot, traces of radioactivity were found on some of their clothes, and signs of glowing orange spheres floating in the sky were reported that night. The young men were dressed only in their underwear and had died of hypothermia. Curiously, the branches of a nearby tree were broken 5 meters up the trunk. Had they climbed it to get the lay of the land? Or to escape something? They both also appeared to have burns on their hands. The bodies of 3 more hikers, group leader Igor Dyatlov, Zinaida Kolmogorova, and Rustam Slobodin, were found scattered in the snow between the forest and the tent. While the trio also appeared to have died from hypothermia, a coroner found a small crack in Rustam's skull. The bodies of the 4 remaining hikers would not be revealed for months when melting snow revealed their location. The condition of the remains only deepened the mystery. All 4 were found at the bottom of a ravine in a running stream of water. They clearly had met a violent, brutal end. Nikolai Thibault-Brignoles suffered from a fatal skull injury. The youngest member of the group, 20-year-old Ludmila Dubinina, as well as the oldest, 38-year-old Semyon Zolotaryov, had broken ribs and severe chest trauma. They were both missing eyes, and Lyudymila's tongue was gone. Alexander Kolevatov's neck was twisted and his eyebrows were missing. A doctor who examined the bodies said the force of whatever hit them was equal to the effect of a car crash. In 2015, the Investigative Committee of the Russian Federation reopened the investigation and in 2019 concluded that a snow avalanche was the most probable cause of the accident. The results of this investigation have been challenged recently by the Office of the Prosecutor General of the Russian Federation, who in 2019 started its own investigation and in July 2020 came to the same conclusion as ICRF. Both investigations have not, however, disclosed scientific explanations for the 4 counterarguments debated due to the circumstance and therefore keep being challenged by the relatives, public, and researchers. In particular, a 2019 Swedish-Russian expedition disagreed with the ICRF conclusions, instead proposing that the direct impact of katabatic winds on the tent was the main contributing factor. The snow avalanche hypothesis proposed was found to be inconsistent with the evidence of a lower-than-usual slope angle, scarcity of avalanche signs, uncertainties about the trigger mechanism, and abnormal injuries of the victims. Additionally, there were no visible sightings of any debris which would have existed if an avalanche actually occurred. With the Soviet Union remaining tight-lipped about their investigation, conspiracy theories began to flourish. Some of the more outlandish ideas, a botched alien abduction, an attack by a mythical Yeti, or a fluctuation in gravity, were easier to discount. But even the more realistic theories just didn't seem to fit the evidence. Russian investigative journalist Svetlana OSS wrote in her book Don't Go There that she believed local hunters murdered the hikers while high on psychedelic mushrooms. A Russian news station also theorized that all was not well within the group. Perhaps one hiker turned against the others in a fit of rage? But the coroner said no human being would possess the strength to inflict the damage he found on their bodies. As the years passed, numerous theories emerged. Some believe it was a secret Soviet weapons test gone wrong, while others suggest it was an encounter with extraterrestrial beings. But no theory has been able to provide a definitive answer. Another group of hikers, about 50 kilometers south of the incident, reported that they saw strange orange spheres in the sky to the north on the night of the incident. Similar spheres were observed in adjacent areas continually during the period from February to March 1959, by various independent witnesses, including the Meteorology Service and the military. These sightings were not noted in the 1959 investigation, and the various witnesses came forward years later. Dyatlov was an experienced skier, and the much older Zolotaryov was studying for his master's certificate in ski instruction and mountain hiking. Neither of these two men would have been likely to camp anywhere in the path of a potential avalanche. Footprint patterns leading away from the tent were inconsistent with someone, let alone a group of 9 people, running in panic from either real or imagined danger. All the footprints leading away from the tent and towards the woods were consistent with individuals who were walking at a normal pace. This mysterious event inspired the horror movie, Devil's Pass. The movie showcases a group of students trying to find an explanation to what had happened in regards to this incident. To this day, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains an open case, haunting the minds of adventurers and investigators alike. What really happened on that cold winter's night? Perhaps we'll never know. What do you think happened? Let us know in the comments. That brings us to the end of our exploration into the mysterious incident of Dyatlov's Pass. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss out on our videos.